Hello there, welcome to Genesis Models. My name is Bob Waldron and we're going to have ourselves a really nice inbox review today. It's going to be a brand spanking new tool of this beauty just here. It is an F-35B Lightning II. It is 1/48 scale and it's by Italeri. Now this is quite an expensive kit. It's brand new tool, 2022, but it's coming in at around about £76. So they're having a pretty big ask for this kit. So you kind of want it to be pretty damn a good box. So what we have here, so we've got some stuff on the side, just kind of showing you some pictures of one pre-built, a little bit of photo say we'll have a better look at that. We have what looks like to be 5 markings going on here with some decals. So let's open this up and check it out. So where this all starts is going to be surface detail. Hopefully I'm not going to bore you with this, but the one thing about these F-35s is this whole pattern system that we've got going on the surface detail, which is a little bit annoying because the way that manufacturers have gone off to kind of represent this is, again, and yes, Italeri has done it as well. So let's bring you in and I'll show you what I mean. We have all this pattern stuff that's going on here, which, yes, it does look pretty nice. It looks very neat, consistent, sharp, right? It does look good, but the thing is what's kind of put me off building an F-35 is like the whole realisticness of something like this. If you look at any reference photos of F-35s and whatnot, you'll see that the surface looks so smooth, and this pattern here is more, it looks more like a spray on kind of job. I haven't done much research, but I think it's supposed to be like tape or something that kind of closes up all the rivets and panels and stuff to help with the stealth side of things. So, you know, as you can see, I mean, that is pretty damn out of scale, and I can feel it's quite raised. In all fairness, it doesn't feel maybe as raised as some of the F-35s I've seen out there, but it's still quite on the raised side. But you know, actually it does feel actually quite a lot less than what I've seen out there, so I think they've taken that into account. The underside, I mean, that definitely, that's, you know, that's feeling a little bit more sort of out of scale, just like all the others that I've seen. The problem is, I guess, the reason why the manufacturers do this, right, is, let's face it, if you had left it up to be a paint job, which technically, realistically, is what you should do, then this model would have no detail on it at all. If you could just imagine this with absolutely no detail, because all of this should technically be removed, it doesn't kind of bode well maybe with some people. I mean, I don't know, I think they might have gone with the rather have some detail on the surface rather than none at all, and I think that's probably why they've gone off and done it. I do want to attempt one of these, maybe kind of go down the routes of sort of sanding this detail back, getting some canopy mask, not canopy mask, but getting some like masking tape or something, and go about it that way. Maybe have a look online, maybe somebody's done decals for it, or some pre-cut mask or something like that, because that's probably, sadly, one of the things about these kits where the whole spraying side of it kind of maybe puts some people off. But that does look pretty damn good, if I do say so myself. Really nice, neat, crisp detail. So let's have a look at some of the other parts with this. It does look like you get quite a bit of plastic, right? Maybe quite a bit more detail than others that I've seen out there. Oops. Oh, and the one cool thing is about this kit, it has a beast mode. Beast mode means lots more pylons, weapons, gonna make it look a much more beefier kind of kit. Really sort of turns me on. We have some actually really nice sort of internal detail here. I do believe this is like the weapons bay. Nice couple of pipes and hoses going on there. We have air intakes as well. The cockpit tub, maybe not like a massive detail in there, but I guess, you know, it is looking quite crisp, clean and well detailed. We have what looks like, I think that's the, is it the air brake, or is it that thing that flips up on the top to open up the engines a bit there? And it doesn't matter if we've got ejector pin marks on this side, because I do believe that's going to close up with this piece just here. So ejector pin marks don't matter. Yeah, looking pretty good. We have some air intakes here, which on the inside, sadly, you can see there is some ejector pin marks in there. Whether they're going to be visible or not, you might have to sort of take care of them. We then have some more like probably weapons bay doors. Again, no ejector pin marks, which is good. I'm not sure, there's probably some wheel well doors just here. Again, we've got a bit of detail, some recessed rivets in there, and again, no ejector pin marks. So pretty good, you know, no ejector pin marks or any nasty stuff like that. I am seeing not really any flash on this. Now this has got a nice bunch of weapons on here, like LGBs, sort of like a couple of bombs, loads of these pylons for the beast mode, which is going to be rather cool. Looks like there's a bit of oil on there. Don't know where that comes from. And we do have some recessed panel lines. Not really any rivets on these. Now beast mode, I think it doesn't matter. They're kind of like, don't worry about the stealth side of things. So that's probably why those recessed panel lines are on there. Maybe, I don't know if they've gone that far. Looking through that, it does all look really sort of nice and neat, as you can see. Nothing interesting on the other side. And is that ×2? Yeah, and we've got 2 sprues of them, so a nice array of weapons and pylons. And now coming to our last couple of sprues here, we have all sorts of things like our wings and tail sections and all that goody stuff. Again, same sort of level of surface detail with this. Right, and same with the underside, probably for those pylons, those are, yeah. And we've got pre-drilled, we've got not pre-drilled, but holes that we can drill for the pylons if we want to go down the route of the beast mode, which I think most of us will go for. And that's pretty very sort of plain actually, but it does sort of make up the kit quite nicely. Last sprue here, let's have a little look. We have our engines all in one big piece, and actually looking well detailed. Hopefully, as you can see there, it is looking very nice. We have some more sort of air intakes. We have our nose cone here looking nice and sharp just there. This looks like our instrument display panel, which there is nothing on the inside, but I'm assuming there's going to be a decal somewhere in here for us to have our display. We have our ejector seat just here, maybe slightly on the plain side, but we'll have a check in a bit, but I think the photo etch has seat belts on it. And again, more internal detail with nice bits of rib work, bits of pipe work, so there is some nice detail in there and around it. We have our landing gear here as well, which again, as I say, doesn't look like the flash is anything out of the norm. Flip it over nicely, not seeing any ejector pin marks on them, so that is good. So yeah, here's the rest of the ejector seat, just to jazz things up a little bit more to make that look a little bit better. So nice to see that. A bit of engine stuff going on here, so maybe you could have the engine in or out. You also get a trolley with this as well, a weapons trolley, which is kind of cool to add to your diorama. So let's get out the rest of, actually we've got the actual canopy. The canopy just here has been nicely tinted, so you haven't got to worry about doing any sort of tinting work, which is always a good one. And if we can just show that, looking on the camera so far, does look really nice and shiny. Maybe looks a little bit scuffy on the top there, like maybe rubbing in the box a little bit, but that could probably just very easily be polished out. Just putting it up to the light. I mean, yeah, you can. I mean, that little scuff there, I mean, you can really tell that, you know, it's been rubbing around in the box. So a little bit of a polish there should be absolutely fine with that. Then we have a little bit of photo etch in here. I think this kind of amount of photo etch is normally a bit of a gimmick, just so I can put on the box it's got photo etch. But you do get some not the best kind of seat belts. I mean, Edard seat belts look way better than that, if you ask me. and some other little bits that I'll probably go around the cockpit area. Decals or decals, right? Now this kit's nice because I do believe we have both RAF and US markings, and another set which I forgot what it was. Italian, of course it's Italeri. There's an Italian set of markings in there, but yeah, and yes, there's a big Italian flag just there as well. So yes, the markings, they should normally, yeah, they are by cartograph, so really damn good decals. Micro Solid set work well with them, shouldn't really have any problems. And yes, we have all the different markings, everything looks nicely in registry. Don't really have to talk much about these, they're going to be good. We have some instructions, but we do seem to, this is the painting and decals guide, so let's bring you in on this. Nice bit of coloured paper, not glossy, but you know, still colour, showing all our markings and what colours, FS numbers, nice that they've included them, and these are the main stencils, common parts. Okay, so it kind of guides you through there with all the common stuff, and then it looks like, yes, we have our different sets of markings. So we have 2 UK markings, which is cool, and 2 US markings, and they've got a bit of a fancy one there actually, which is nice to see that they're going down that route with some of their aircraft. Another US one, and as we've already shown, we've got an Italian one, and it does nicely show you all the colour callouts and markings for all our weapons and all that good stuff. So, you know, pretty damn good. Instructions will probably be atypical Italy Air, which, you know, got a bit of description of the aircraft itself, showing you all the parts. Yes, looks like we're just gonna, you know, kind of a standard start with the tub, ejector seat together, bringing all that together. Actually, that was the one thing, actually, the instrument display panel, I remember seeing that, there it is, that was what I was looking for. There's our instrument display panel, bit of heads up, well, not a heads up display, like the computer screen that they're going to have on there. Sorry if I've kind of named that wrong, but there's that decal there. And then looking at it, it looks like it goes coming together quite quickly. We're bringing the wing sections together. Hopefully that's not going to be a bit of a gappy issue there. No offense to Italeri, but they're not the best of fits. You normally have a little bit of filling, sanding, scribing to do somewhere along the way, and it's asking you to clean up a lot of bits of pieces on this, having holes open for beast mode and stuff, but not looking too shabby. It's nice to see that the whole let's bring it out a bit, actually, I'm a bit off. The whole wheel wells and everything, it's kind of like lots of kind of building it up, all the walls and the ceiling and stuff. It just allows for more detail rather than it being one piece. Do like it when they do that kind of stuff. You've got the weapons bay. So actually looking at it, it's before we even bring these two fuselage halves together, it's a lot of work with weapons bays, wheel bays, cockpit and everything. Hopefully, as you can see, the landing gear goes in here in your wheel well before you've done any spray works. You normally want to keep those kind of pieces to one side so you can spray them separately, but they want you to do it at this stage, so hopefully you can sort of leave them out. So a bit of test fitting to see if you don't have to put them in at this stage. It just makes it easier down the road. And then you've still got to put the engine in and everything, 2 engines basically with this one, before you then bring the two halves together. So a lot of work before actually you kind of see it come together actually. And moving along, yes, we have all the bits and bobs. Ailerons look like they can be in moving positions, and slats, and all that good stuff. So yeah, looking quite good. Then we move on to the weapons and stuff, which goes in, and it does look like that all just brings it all together rather nicely. It doesn't look like anything complicated. Ooh, can you have the engine? Yes, you can have the engine in the vertical takeoff mode or flight mode, so kind of good that they've got both options there as well. and moving along, putting your little bits and bobs on, just to finish it up with like wheels and wheel well doors. You've got your canopies, you've got your weapons. Actually, it does seem like there's quite a lot to this, actually. You then do have your weapons trolley, which is a nice little added extra to this, which for £76, you'd think there'd be a nice couple of extras for it. And that's it. Okay, final conclusion. It does look like a very, very good kit, actually. Love the fact that they've done beast mode. I like the fact that they've got both US, UK, Italian, a nice bit of choice of markings to go in there. It'll be great to see like Edard and that get on this and get like photo etch parts and resin parts for it as well, which would be rather cool. No ejector pin marks. Flash looks absolutely fantastic. As I mentioned about the surface detail, you know, it looks better. It's not what I was hoping for. I suppose really what I was hoping for was it with this kind of detail to just be a hairline raise. Not quite there, but it's better than what I've been seeing out there. Probably the best actually what I've been seeing out there. So you know, not quite 100% happy with it, but you know, it's still better. Really, if you wanted to do it the proper way, I think the proper way is just to sand it all down and then sort of mask it up and spray it that way. Apart from that, it does look like it's probably the best one out there if it fits really nice and well, which, as I say, Italeri can be a little bit. The only other thing I can say about this is, yes, the price. I ain't gonna lie, the price is quite steep. Italeri has, I know I did a review on the, was it the Tornado 1/32 scale? Yeah, I think it was the Tornado 1/32 scale. £140 for that kit. These new kits, new tools that Italeri is bringing out are coming with some hefty price tags, so probably not worth the money. You know, it could have been cheaper, but then it does look like, if it goes together well, it does look like the best F-35 and 1/48 scale I've seen out there. So take it as you will on the price. You know, I suppose it just is the way it is these days. But other than that, hopefully this has been beneficial to you. And as always, until next time, my name is Bobby Waldron, this is Genesis Models, and I hope you've enjoyed.